Today, I want to speak directly to our supporters about Walter Johnson and his involvement with Destination Smokehouse. Walter was never asked to leave. The application to register the trademark for Tendernism was not filed without his knowledge. Walter was an early source of inspiration for me, and I've always been grateful for that. We've shared so many genuine moments together, talking about barbecue and bonding over the craft that we both love. These moments were filled with camaraderie and mutual respect. Today, I'm proud of Walter for having the courage to go after his own dreams. It takes heart. I respect anyone who chooses to build something of their own, and I wish him nothing but the best. The barbecue community is really small. Guys, we all know each other, and as small business owners, I feel it's our responsibility to support one another and celebrate the craft that brings people together.
That was the Destination Smokehouse owner trying to circumvent the success of Walter because Unc is on his way up. It's still on his way up. And the reason why I showed y'all that is because we told y'all before, he's going to have to paint Walter as the freaking villain. But in the words of the last doctor that I just took a paternity test for a couple of weeks ago, you came too late. I'm not the father, and we not gonna believe this bullshit.
Or what is your relationship with Walter? Because that kind of separation seemed to be the epitome of a good thing that then separated. But what actually happened? Because it was a little inconsistent. Did he leave? Did he stay? Or maybe you could share your side of it, of what happened with Walter Johnson.
It is disappointing. I did not want this to happen. Walter and I have been realizing for like 6 months before he left that this was bigger than we ever expected. And we've already been through bigger than we ever expected multiple times, but this was different. And, we talked all the time about how the internet was trying to do their divide and conquer on us. And he would be the first one to tell me, he's like, Nick, don't worry about it. We're good. Don't let them do this. What I feel happened was the noise got really loud to where people who originally loved Walter started saying a lot of negative things about him that he did not like. And we were sticking through it and we were fighting through it together.
To a lot of people. But then at the end of the day, it shortchanges so many other people who built this business, including this guy, who when I met him had absolutely zero.
People thought the worst part was that Unc wasn't the restaurant owner. It wasn't. The real outrage is that the term Tendernism was trademarked by the restaurant owner. What we are witnessing is an old black man being used as a mascot for another man, white man's restaurant. And let's be honest, after seeing all those viral videos of the meat falling off the bone, anybody would want to try it. It was Tendernism that made this restaurant explode online. People come to see him. Keith Lee came to see him. The viral fame, the business, the buzz that came from Unc, not the owner. But when Keith tried to leave a $4,000 tip, security stopped him, saying Unc was too busy. What made people even angrier was the owner's response afterward.
If I would have known he was here, I would have probably asked Edie to stop for a few seconds so we could go over there. That's what I would have done.
The way the owner speaks and Unc's energy just makes the whole thing feel uncomfortable. And ever since then, the owner has been showing up in every Tendernism video. Now, the restaurant is getting canceled, with people saying the owner mistreated Unc and he doesn't get paid for all the popularity he's brought to the place. What's your take on all?
Yet that Keith Lee video was the one where people started to turn it against, because what you tried to do was detach the main event from the place. See, the game was, let me make Destination Smokehouse the destination and not this person right here that everybody came for. So if I make the place to go, cool. It's the Mickey Mouse effect. You don't want to come to Disneyland or Disney World where you wish upon a star. No, because you might not meet Mickey. So now we got to create Minnie and Pluto and and Donald Duck and all these other individuals. And that's what he tried to do. It just didn't work. Roll it.
And about 2-3 weeks before he left, he called me one day asking a question about one of the videos that someone had edited and made me look like I said something about him. And I was like, Walt, you were sitting right next to me. I was talking about myself. They're trying to make it seem like when I said that this guy started with zero and I'm doing this, they think that I'm talking about you. I've said this in other interviews that I started with zero. This isn't the first time I said it. He's like, all right, man, whatever. I'll see you later. So next time I saw him, everything was kind of okay. But the long and short of it, my feelings is the outside noise got really loud. He didn't like it, and we tried to fix it on our own. And outside of that, I can't speak to it anymore. That's really a Walter question. But the opportunity that came to him was something that he discussed with me multiple occasions. And I told him that I thought it was good for him, but I didn't think it was good for Destination. I actually even felt like, again, we were close like that and we built a lot together. So I feel like I had, the right to say this to him. I actually thought that it might not be as good to do this, his new opportunity, because of what we had at Destination. And we hadn't even scratched the surface yet. We had so many things on the horizon that were really special. And as soon as he left, those things almost disappeared immediately.
A question I think everybody's been wanting to know is, are you still at Destination Smokehouse?
No, I'm not. I'm not at Destination Smokehouse. I'm with Tendernism now. I had to go on my own, so that way I can do what I have to do. So I don't want nobody to be, it is what it is. You got to move on. When things happen, you don't get mad. Hey, you just take another step, get glad. Praise the Lord, you're still living. But hey, I'm finna tenderize the world now. Hey, they should have never. But it is what it is, y'all. And hey, family out there, y'all keep supporting me. And I guarantee you, I ain't gonna do you wrong. Booyah.
If I tell you, you know what, bro? If you go with this move, it's gonna hurt us. If you go with this move, it's not gonna benefit us. It's only gonna benefit you. If you go with this, what do we gain from this? It only helps you. Well, what are you trying to say here? Because a true friend would have said, hell yeah, do this. Because then Walter could have popped in every once in a while to Destination Smokehouse to try out new shit, more novelty things. See, y'all could have worked it out, and this is the businessman in me. Thank the stars of David, you know what I'm saying? Thank my rabbi for this sagacity that I'm about to bestow upon you all. It could have been novelty, something new every single time Walter had came back. So that way, this extravaganza that was here was going to remain. But you couldn't seat the power to somebody else.
Now, the ownership part that you just spoke of, is that similar to what happened with the trademark?
So the trademark, that's totally different. Okay. So trademark, I wanted nothing to do with back in 2024. Walter Walter was shopping, he told me, and some guy in a grocery store came up to him and mentioned Tendernism and said, hey, you should trademark that. Another person said something similar to him a few days later, and he came to me with it. I was like, listen, Walt, I don't know anything about this. Back 2024, like I said, we weren't making a lot of money still. Revenue was coming in, but I was focusing on not selling out every day. We were cooking off site. We had one smoker to cook for all these people that wanted to come in and eat. So I wasn't really thinking about it. And if anything, Black Diamond at the time had more resonance than Tendernism. So to me, I was like, listen, Walt, I'm not really interested, man. If you want to try and do it, go ahead. So he tried to do it on his own. And about 3 months later, he got an email and a text message basically saying that it didn't go through. And I don't know when he shared that with me. He might have shared it when it happened, but only time I remember actually seeing it is he showed it to me on his phone and had me take a picture of it was about a few days after someone else had registered for Tendernism first. So I was only registering it for him. He was 100% aware of it. The attorney that I was working with recommended, because of the person who'd already filed, it would be a lot easier to use Destination as the entity to get the trademark because of how we've used it.
Me, not sassy, all the just me. And I want you to know everything that happened with Mr. Tenderism and the Destination Barbecue is 100% your fault, social media's fault, and this app's fault. Everything was fine until the black folk found out that he didn't own that barbecue restaurant and he had a white slave master behind him forcing him to do everything. I bet you that relationship with him was just damn fine, but y'all could not fucking stand that that wasn't his restaurant, and all the shit that Keith Lee and think all the that went on in this app, you destroyed that. You destroyed it. And you want to act like, oh, this white man's going to steal it. They've been stealing all of our inventions for years. They've been stealing everything from us for years. Just because somebody may know how to do something, they also may not know how to go about doing it. Okay? I can have the brain power to think of a remote control ceiling fan, but I don't have the engineering experience, the backing, the money, and all that other brain power that goes into it. Okay, so if that was the equal partnership, y'all fucking ruined it. You ruined it based on fucking race. That man probably left on his own. Mr. Tenderism, y'all got under his skin. He thought, oh yeah, I'm going to go get my own. I'm going to go do my own. Let's see if y'all fucking support him now. Let's see if you show up for that old man and buy his stuff, crowdfund for him, GoFundMe's for that man to make his own restaurant. Because I guarantee you won't. Because there's no fucking racism in it for you. There's no fucking clicks and views in it for you if the boogeyman fucking white man is not behind the scenes running the game. Y'all did this to that fucking old man. And possibly a great friendship that him and that Destination Smokehouse owner had. You fucking did it. So go support him now. Go on over there and do it, because that's what y'all encouraged. That's what you encouraged him to do. Take y'all's ass over there and give that man some fucking money. We'll see the fucking truth. Y'all won't support him.
Well, let's go check it out then, Mimo. We got Mr. Tendernism right here. We're going to go straight to his GoFundMe. We'll circle that right there. GoFundMe, right? All right, cool. So we got that right here. And holy shit! Whoa there! They needed 107. They went ahead and said $108,000. God dang, raise. Walter, also known as Mr. Tendernism, is a beloved figure in California food scene. In 2020, partnered with a small coffee shop. That means it wasn't a barbecue place. Bringing his signature gumbo and barbecue vision to life as it evolved into Destination Smokehouse, which means they built that off of his ideas. But we gonna leave that right there, darling. That lady right there, she's the reason for the thinking. So darling, we gave him dollars, don't you understand? Nobody give a shit about that punk-ass, racist, white talking point. This dumb bitch just said, well, if I came up with the idea for a ceiling fan and all this shit, yeah, that's called intellectual property, which means you had to get a percentage of any fucking thing, you dumb, stupid idiot. For your thoughts, I don't know if you're really dumb or anything like that, but that thought process right there is fucking stupid. Not sorry. See, there comes a time where you had to understand how things work and then build your own. Or if you choose not to do that, get your percentage out for the shit that you produce. There's a conversation that I had on a very popular fucking podcast. And I told the person, yo, you know, we talked about this. You gotta get through here. You gotta learn the ins and outs just in case you have to burn this shit down. And then a stupid ass, dumb ass person who depends on other people decided to throw his fucking 2 cents in it. The person that I talk to now, he's making 6 figures a fucking month. The other person, you don't know what the fuck he's doing. But he came out in that same goddamn conversation and opened his mouth. I just said, no, I'm not saying it like that. Why the fuck are you so stupid to sit right here and think that this is all you gonna need? It's not the people at the bottom that you had to fear. It's the people who think they're at the top trying to suppress you, to talk down to you, to keep your ass there. Let's get out with this last clip.
And I'm really happy for him. I see him doing a lot of cool things and a lot of people showing him love and respect. And I wanted that for him and us, but for him especially. Even when he told me that he wanted to leave, and I said, I don't think it can work if you leave doing what you're currently doing for Destination. But I think this is a blessing for you that after the 5-6 years that we've known each other, that you can take the word tendernism and go out on the road and build something for yourself, 100% for you. And I thought that was a great thing. All the time, everybody's talking about percentages and ownership. And Walter not only was offered a percentage of this business, he was paid like an owner while he was here. Unfortunately, and this is a question you have to ask him, I've had papers drawn up for him to review and to decide whether he wanted to sign. It was everything we had ever discussed in our verbal agreement, and he never would follow through with signing anything. And I just felt like whatever it is about the way he is old school, he didn't trust paperwork. He didn't want to be on paper locked in anything. I don't know. Again, that's a question you have to ask him. But as far as I was concerned, what we had was really special. And when he told me he wanted to do what he wanted to do, I wished him well. And I said, listen, you leaving doesn't mean we can't still, get along. Doesn't mean that you have to leave and people have to be mad that you're not with Destination. He's like, man, come on. That's crazy. He's like, man, I'm Destination for life. And I was like, well, we're really close and my kids and I just don't want them to have to deal with anything real. Before I even got this sentence out, he's like, man, stop. He's like, we're family. So the last thing I said to him that was a conversation we had before he made his announcement was, Nick, he's like, I'm going to go public. Hopefully I get on an interview with national attention. And when I do, I'm going to clear everything up. So I took him at that. And when he made his announcement the way he did, I was really in shock because my feelings and everybody else's feelings was that he was fired, that he was treated poorly, and that he had to do what he was doing. And it was exactly the opposite.
Tough titty, you came out way too late with your fake bullshit. Let's say that Walter was never fired. It damn sure sounds like what you were saying was an ultimatum. Let's say that he was supposed to clear certain shit up. What if that wasn't to appease your punk ass because you already had all the public spotlight to go off of your word? See, if I cower before you and I get low and you think you so damn high and mighty, you might draw pity upon me and look down on me for that damn uppercut and knock your ass on your ass. See, the biggest issue with everything that he's saying is he doesn't realize that's tyrant talk. That's top of the mountain talk. That's the shit we don't care to hear. You claim you wanted to give him ownership. It's still not available now, huh? See, the best part would have been this. Man, listen, Walter's doing his thing, and Walter's building his brand. And if he ever wants to come back to Destination Smokehouse, he is more than welcome. We had promised him equity and all of these things and all of this shit, and it still stands on the table. But you couldn't lay down your sword. You want to know why? You people praise Vikings and dying and going to Valhalla and all this shit. You don't understand the humility that it's going to take for you to say, I need you. You needed his ass when you had that rundown ass coffee shop. But you had no problem saying he had nothing until this guy came up. We heard your fucking words. We heard you. You said this shit. Walter over there just looking down like A plus B plus C plus D equals EFG. Exit strategy for me. Watch me walk on. Yeah. Y'all didn't think he could do it. Y'all thought he had a time saying on his goddamn wrist to say you getting older. The problem is you forget the biggest example of making it with food is some old ass white man who used to sell goddamn ham dinners in Corbin, Kentucky. Then got a crazy ass idea to say, if this racism shit is not true, let me put this stereotype in white Africa, aka in Utah, with my second chain. That place is called KFC. Colonel Sanders got his millions in his 60s. So I'm just trying to understand something. What the fuck type of shit did you do as far as researching history? We're in an era where sympathy will gain you dollars, whether you're black, white, whatever the hell you are. Sympathy. It's everything. Try something today. Subscribe, turn on bells to notify, and share to keep your people where. Punch the goddamn dumbasses in the damn nose with this truth. We don't give a fuck anymore. Trying to tear this old man down just so you can build yourself up. Fuck out of here. But anyways, click right here to see how Lil Durk say Y'all dragging y'all nuts on me. I need to get this trial started. Click right here for that video or click right here for the playlist, and I will catch y'all in the next one.